Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into something really special, a true icon, the Tamiya Holiday Buggy.
Oh, yeah. A classic.
Definitely. For so many of us, it was, well, more than just an RC car. But looking back, there are these two kind of intriguing questions.
Okay.
What's the story behind that name? Holiday Buggy seems a bit unique. And then there's the driver figure. Does he really look like Crocodile Dundee? Let's unpack that.
Yeah, it's fascinating, isn't it? Because
What?
these aren't just little details. They actually open up a whole story about, design, marketing, even the sort of cultural vibe back then.
Right.
So our deep dive today is basically a shortcut for you to get the real story on this plastic pioneer. Might uncover some surprises, maybe even challenge what you think you remember.
Okay, so let's start with the name Holiday. To get that, we probably need to picture the RC scene back then, late 70s.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tamiya was, they were already known for top quality kits, but often pretty complex ones.
Like the SRBs, special racing buggies.
Spot on. The Rough Rider, the Sand Scorcher. Legendary stuff. But, they were pricey. Lots of metal parts. Really aimed at the serious, experienced hobbyist.
Gotcha. So not exactly beginner-friendly.
Not really. Tamiya saw that high barrier to entry.
Mm-hmm.
So when the Holiday Buggy, that's item 58023, landed December 8th, 1980, it was a very deliberate move.
A strategic thing.
Totally. It was designed as an entry-level product.
Yeah.
Simpler plastic chassis, which crucially dropped the price to just over half of those fancy SRBs.
Wow, okay. Big difference.
Huge difference. And it was built for easy assembly, simple, durable construction. Plus, it used a less powerful motor, the Type 380.
Ah, the 380, slower speeds.
Yeah, more manageable speeds, longer battery life.
Yeah.
Perfect for someone just starting out, though you could upgrade it later if you got more serious.
And connecting that back to the name Holiday Buggy, that feels like pure marketing genius.
Oh, absolutely. It shifted the focus completely away from tech specs. It wasn't about performance, it was about a feeling.
Fun, right? Recreation.
Yeah.
Exactly. Fun, recreation, freedom from, the pressure of competition. You hear people talk about driving theirs on like heathland and beaches, those classic holiday spots.
Yeah, I remember seeing ads calling it dual purpose, too, for any terrain. Leisurely fun.
And that leisure angle is key. It was almost permissive marketing, giving you permission not to be some hardcore racer.
Just go have fun.
Just have fun. And it fit perfectly with Tamiya's whole vibe in the 80s, these character cars, like the Frog, the Hornet, names that sold an experience, not just hardware specs.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense for the name. But now let's get to the driver. Because this is where it gets really interesting for a lot of us. I mean, I looked at that little guy in the cockpit and thought, clear as day, that's Crocodile Dundee. Lots of people did. Right?
Oh, yeah, that's a super common connection people make. But that raises the big question. Could he actually be Dundee?
Well.
The answer, and this is pretty definitive, is no, absolutely not.
Oh, okay. Why so sure? It's simple chronology. The Holiday Buggy, driver and all, came out in December 1980. The movie Crocodile Dundee.
When was that? Mid-80s?
1986. Nearly 6 years after the Buggy. So direct influence. Chronologically
Yes,
impossible.
6 years. That's impossible.
It's a really strong example of what you might call retroactive cultural memory, where a later, really dominant image like Dundee sort of overwrites our memory of things that came before. We basically relabel the earlier thing in our heads.
Wow. Okay, so if he's not Dundee, who is he supposed to be? Tamiya must have based him on something, right?
Oh, for sure. He wasn't random. He seems to be this carefully crafted cultural composite.
A mix of things.
Yeah. Tamiya's own descriptions mentioned a cowboy hat or a 10-gallon hat. So there's definitely a nod to the classic American Western hero, maybe even the Marlboro Man, that kind of archetype.
This guy, the rugged cowboy type.
And here's where it gets interesting. There also seems to be influence from that wave of Australian cinema happening in the late 70s, the Australian New Wave.
Oh, like what?
Yeah. Think about, say, Max Rockatansky from Mad Max. That came out in 79, that lone figure in a harsh landscape. Or even earlier, the sort of gritty, tough Aussie masculinity in films like Wake in Fright from 71.
So less the charming adventurer, more the gritty survivor.
Kind of. He's like this blend.
Yeah.
A transitional figure caught somewhere between the classic Hollywood cowboy and this newer, maybe tougher, outback hero image that was emerging.
Right. But still, why does everyone, or so many people, instantly think Dundee when they see him, even knowing the dates are wrong?
Because Crocodile Dundee wasn't just a movie, it was a global phenomenon.
Yeah.
Paul Hogan's Mick Dundee became the image of the Aussie adventurer for, like, the whole world.
Yeah, he was huge.
Absolutely massive. His cultural footprint just stamped itself onto everyone's brain. So this earlier, more generic adventurer failure in the Holiday Buggy, he just got mentally re-identified by the much bigger Dundee image later on.
So they just share some visual cues.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They share that powerful, shared visual language, the wide-brimmed hat, the rugged vibe, being out in the wild, off-road. Our brains just latch on to the most famous version of that look, even if the timing's off. It's kind of funny, actually.
Yeah, it really is. So wrapping this up then, what does it all tell us? The Tamiya Holiday Buggy, it's more than just an old RC car, isn't it?
Oh, totally. It's a proper cultural time capsule from 1980.
Right.
Its name showed Tamiya cleverly pivoting, making the RC hobby fun and open for everyone. Genius marketing.
Yeah.
And the driver, he's like a snapshot of that adventure hero idea, frozen right before this incredibly charismatic Aussie with a big knife, completely redefined that image for a generation.
It really shows the profound power popular culture has to shape and sometimes even reshape how we remember things.
Absolutely. That mistaken but persistent link to Crocodile Dundee just proves it. The stories we end up telling about these icons can become just as powerful as the icons themselves.
Definitely something to think about.
Indeed. Something to mull over until our next deep dive.